Today we're discussing reversing the position of all the characters in this input string except symbols. So this string consists of two types of characters. We have letters A, B, C, D, and E. And then also we have symbols, comma, comma, exclamation mark, and dollar sign. So our goal is to reverse all the letters while keeping the symbols in exactly the same position. So this can be done with three different approaches. Let's take a look at each. Here's method one. Method one has two steps. The first step is to iterate through this backwards, and we will ignore all the symbols and only pay attention to the letters. What we're going to do is we're going to record each letter that we encounter. So iterate backwards and record letters. Step two is to iterate forwards. And for each symbol that we see, we're going to insert this into the result from step one at that particular index. So step two, iterate forward and insert symbol at index. So now that we have the general steps for method one, we're actually going to take these steps and then apply them to the problem that we have here at hand. For step one, we're going to iterate backwards, and for each letter that we encounter, we're going to record that information into an array. So let's call this array foo. Foo is some arbitrary name. If you want, you can pick whatever name you want. So starting with this dollar sign, this is not a letter, therefore we skip. The exclamation mark is next. It is not a letter, therefore we skip. E is a letter, therefore we're going to record this information into foo. So we have E here. Next we have D. D is a letter, therefore we're going to record that information into foo. The comma is not a letter, therefore we're going to skip. C is a letter, therefore we're going to record that information into foo. This other comma is not a letter, therefore we skip. B is a letter, and we're going to record that information. And we have A. All right, so we're almost there. We just reversed the order of every single letter that we have in our original string, but we're not there yet. Next, we want to do step two, which is to iterate forwards. And then for every symbol that we see, we want to insert that into foo. Let's do that. We have A. A is not a symbol. We're going to skip. B is not a symbol. We're going to skip. We have a comma. A comma is a symbol. We're going to record this at the third position. We have 1, 2, 3. Therefore, we come down to foo and we see the third position. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to insert the comma here. Next we have C. This is not a symbol. Skip. We have another comma. This is a symbol. And this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position. So we're going to come down to foo and insert the comma into the fifth position. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Insert a comma right here. Next we have D. This is not a symbol. Skip it. E, not a symbol. Skip it. Exclamation mark. Yes, it is a symbol. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 position. So we come down to foo, find the 8th position, and insert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Insert the exclamation mark here. Next we have the dollar sign, and this is in the 9th position. Therefore, when we come down here, we can count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Insert the dollar sign here. And as you see, we've met the requirements. We have the letters being reversed in order, and then also we have the symbols in exactly the same positions here as they are here. Let's discuss method 2. In method 2, we have left and right iterators that will skip symbols and then return the indices of letters. So we'll put create left and right iterators that return indices of letters only. So again, when I say letters only, I'm emphasizing that these iterators will skip symbols. And to kind of draw what this looks like, you'll have an iterator here on the right side that's iterating this way. And then also you have an iterator here on the left side that's iterating this way. So that's the first step. The second step is to swap elements at those indices. So keep in mind that these iterators are going to be returning the indices of letters. Once you have those letters, once you're guaranteed to have letters, you can then swap those. So step 2 is to swap elements at indices. All right. Step 3 is more of an instructional procedure. So what happens in step 3, you then have to repeat this process until the right and left have passed each other. So repeat 1 and 2. So repeat steps 1 and 2 until left has passed right. And to emphasize what I mean by pass, so keep in mind that as the left iterator is moving this way, at some point it's going to pass the right. And when that happens, then you know that you can stop that process and you are done. So now that we have these basic steps, we can actually take these instructions and apply it to this problem and then get the specific result that we did from method 1. Let's take a look. So for this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the actual input here because I want to have something to work with, and then we can keep this original input as a reference. So let me rewrite this. We have A, B, comma, C, comma, D, E, exclamation mark, and we have the dollar sign. All right, so step 1, we will create those left and right, and then we're going to iterate inward. So we have one over here going this way, we have one going this way. Cool. So starting from the left, this iterator is going to go to the A. Is the A a letter? Yes, it is. And because it is, that iterator is going to yield the index. So this is the very first one on the left. On the right side, we have this dollar sign. It is not a letter, therefore the iterator will skip it. We have this exclamation mark. Is it a letter? It's not, therefore the iterator will skip it. And then the iterator will go to the E. Is it a letter? Yes, it is. It will then yield or return the index for the E. Now step 2 says, once you have those letters, you can then swap those letters. So here we're swapping the element that is this index and here, so we're swapping the A and the E. When I do that, we'll have the E here, and then we'll have the A here. This is my A. I know it's kind of hard to see, but yes, this is an A. All right, so now that we've swapped them, we can keep on going. So the left iterator is going to go to the next letter from the left side, which is a B. All right, cool, it has a letter. On the right side, it's going to go this way, which is a D, and we have letters. So now that we have letters, we can swap those elements. We're going to swap B with D. Put the D here, and then put the B here. Perfect. The right iterator and the left have not passed, so we can keep on going. Let's keep on going. So when we go back up here, we're going to continue to iterate on the left side. So on the left side, we're going to go to the next letter, which is a C. On the right side, we're going to go to the next letter, which is a C. Now, as you see, these are both referring to the same index, so swapping it wouldn't make a difference. In fact, you can stop right now. If you do swap, you're swapping C with itself, which makes no difference. And then, once you go to that, you can go back to this step, which says, repeat until left has passed right. And at that point, left would pass right, because left would be on the B, and then the right would be on the D. And then you can stop. Now that we've stopped, we can see if we've met the requirements. Yes, we have. We have the letters, which have been reversed. And then we have the symbols in exactly the same positions as they were in the original input.